I never thought before that this book was actually valuable at all, especially not this book. So I always thought that this is just a book that is kind of overrated by the believers that actually believe in Jesus and that's it. Just a book plainly about Jesus and stories about Jesus. But my view upon it was changed for basically forever. One day, I received a small gift from my teacher, a little Bible after the new era, and a little necklace that I wear up to this day. And you see, that day when I got them, I didn't really thought much about it. I just thought, okay, that's a very nice gift, bro, but I won't actually think of it so much. And I continue on like that until one day I just decided I will read it actually, but I will read it for my entire whole family. I will not read it alone. And I do. I start reading it. The first few times were kind of uncomfortable. Not gonna lie, bro. I literally wanted to just run away whenever I started reading. But later on, as I slowly but surely finished the story, I just hear my grandpa saying that it was amazing and grandma actually complimenting me on my ability to read. So I continue on like that, and every day something new was learned. And from my personal experience, I have learned a lot from it. And though I still haven't finished this book yet, it has proven to be an amazing guide for my life. And I don't plan to quit reading this book anytime soon. Part 1. What is the Bible? The Bible, in short terms explained, is basically a small little book. It's not small, bro. It's like this thick, maybe even thicker, but this is a book about times before and after Jesus. In Christianity, we have this guide that actually led us toward God. He is named Jesus Christ, and we follow God's advice thanks to Jesus. So we separated the Bible into two sections. The section before he was born and the section after he was born. So in short terms, this book explains a lot about history, a lot about how people lived back in those days, and so many other things that you kind of need to know in your driver's life today. It's basically whole covered up in stories, especially the second part after Jesus was born. He used to tell so many stories. Basically, the whole Bible is just stories, 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 stories. And as we know, the most ancient and well taught way of communication was actually through stories. So, at the end of it, this book has an amazing influence upon your life on a way that isn't exactly boring or something like that. Part 2. Why am I reading it? If you kind of look back, if you just go back a little bit and actually realize that you are on self-improvement, bro, okay? Okay, at least I am on self-improvement. You probably are as well. So, if you realize that and just go back a little bit and just think of all the books that you have read, all the books except the ones on finance and business. If you just kind of remember about, you will kind of realize that they share or at least come from the same place, the same message, the same thing. And I honestly believe that this book is the place that where all these books originate from first. Basically, what I mean by this is that if you read the Bible, you don't need any other self-improvement book. Basically, the Bible is a core principle of self-improvement books. So it's more than enough to just read the Bible and nothing else. So at the end of it, if you just continue to read this, if you just continue continuously reading over and over and over and over again and actually implementing it, honestly, bro, first of all, huge respects to you. And second of all, I would advise you to continue reading, but you are not obligated anymore. Simply because you know the basics of literally every single self-improvement book. Part 3. How did this book actually improve my life? As I said, there were a lot of stories inside this book. And there still are, and I still haven't finished this book, and I still have a lot of stories to go ahead and read. But first of all, let's talk about the stories that I have actually read so far. You see, every single story up to this day, I can kind of remember it. Not all of them, of course, but specifically few just kept wandering inside my mind because these few stories, bro, are those stories that you actually need to reverse anything inside your life. What I mean is that One of these stories is basically worth 1,000 of words, a millions of words. There are stories telling you, teaching you how to traverse life, how to be a better person inside your life, and what to do if somebody wrongs you. There are also a lot of stories as to what to do specifically when somebody wrongs you, or specifically when somebody isn't in the right spot, or specifically when somebody is going against you. Basically, in every kind of situation, there is a story for it. And this book goes on and explains these stories pretty damn well. At the end of it, you just have these useful pieces of advice. Just these little parables stuck inside your head, which you can use in your daily life. And from my personal experience, my life is a lot calmer and a lot better thanks to these stories. Part 4. But I'm not actually a Christian, bro. How can I actually read this? Well, do you need to be a Christian in order to live? Do you need to be a Christian in order to live in an Islamic country? Or do you have to be a Christian if you are currently a Muslim in a country full of Christianity? No, you don't. You don't need to change your religion. You don't need to change anything about it. In fact, bro, I have also read something from the Quran as well. I just haven't read even 10% of it, bro, but I have read from that book. And that book, as we know, is the guiding light in Islam. And everybody knows me as a Christian. So, at the end of it, you don't actually need to change a religion to actually read literature from other religions, because at the end of it, bro, somebody has written this book with good intentions. Somebody has actually chosen to take his time out and make this book, combine it into one, and give it to you. So make this somebody proud, bro. You don't actually need to go ahead, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. No, you don't need to change your religion. If you're even an atheist, bro, I have a whole video about it. Here it is. But if you're even an atheist, like, you don't need to actually start believing in God. As time progresses, you'll probably realize why you should, but nobody is forcing you to do that. So at the end of it, whatever religion you are, you can read the Bible, you can read the other cultures. So this is kind of like an excuse that most people make whenever they don't want to read the book. But since you're in a video like this, bro, I know that you're better off than them. And don't worry, bro. I know that you have so many other limiting beliefs inside your head. Oh, but what if my family finds out? I'm a Muslim, bro. So what if my family finds out that I actually read the Bible? They will actually get angry at me. Well, you can do it in silence. You don't have to tell them, bro. Your mama doesn't have to know everything about you. Or you can just explain it to them very well, in a calm, nice way. That you actually just want to learn what Jesus had to say. So at the end of it, bro, it's a useless argument. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to become a Christian. In fact, there will be a lot of people that will say, oh, but if I actually want to read this book, I will have to be a Christian. Otherwise, it won't count. As I said, bro, that's an excuse. That's basically nothing except for an excuse. You don't need to become a religious person, specifically from Christianity, in order to read this book. No, just go ahead and read it, bro. Go ahead, give it a shot, and you will learn what I am talking about. Oh, but self-improvement isn't for me. That can also be one of your limiting beliefs. Well, how do you know? Did you actually try it? Did you actually went on a dopamine detox ever inside your life? Or did you actually just stay there home? Just did this with the thing that you enjoy doing every single day and just played video games? Did you actually try self-improvement? If you have and you said that it's not for you, fair enough, bro. Go ahead. But if you actually here never tried it, but just start eating crap about it, oh, but self-improvement is too hard, bro, I cannot do it. Bro, try it first and then we can talk. Try it first and then you can come back to this video and tell me about your experience. And now why am I exactly recording a video like this? Well, the Bible for me was proven to be one of the guiding lights inside my life. Basically, this book probably could have been the Quran, probably could have been something else as well, but I specifically chose to read the Bible first. So at the end of it, I give all the praise to the Bible because, believe me, bro, the last few months that I actually read this book, amazing results have happened. I am a lot calmer. I am a lot easier to talk with, and I'm a guy that actually understands people. Something that not many other people know. How crazy is that, bro? You're a human, and you don't know how to act as a human being. Well, this book teaches you how to do it, so you are no longer ignorant about it. That was the amazing part, the amazing thing I found inside the Bible. And I specifically record this video because I want to share my experience, but also I want to tell you of all the benefits that I actually got from this book. So maybe in the future you can just get it for yourself as well. Maybe there is even an online PDF of it, and just go ahead and read it. Read it and actually learn and implement the stories from it. Because thanks to this book, I'm no longer an angry freakazoid. Thanks to this book, I'm no longer somebody that's actually just, oh, yes, 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 yes. And then, whenever the first consequence comes up, oh, bro, no. I'm not somebody that actually just runs away from conflict. I am somebody who can just go in and deal with it. Thanks to the Bible.